Hello and welcome to Hard Line Rugby, the channel focusing on rugby union in the Americas. Another weekend with full fixtures, we were gifted with 2 new cups for teams to play for. On top of these, we also had some high-scoring games, exchanging leads and tense final minutes. This is a review of Major League Rugby 2021 Round 8. The first fixture took place in Weymouth as the Free Jacks hosted the Gilgronis. It wasn't long for the visitors to get on the board, with the Gilgronis passing out wide and Connor Mooneyham scoring the first try of the match in the corner. Austin's lead was extended by penalties before New England got on the board. John Poland picked up an overthrown lineout before passing to Harry Barlow, who scored the Free Jacks' first try. The conversion missed, the visitors led by 6. After Quentin Newcomer was yellow carded early in the second half, Austin were eager to use the man advantage, and when Penne Cowley spotted an opportunity, he dotted down to extend Austin's lead further. However, New England turned it around and soon enough were within metres of Austin's try line. With the advantage, Eric Diego was able to snipe down onto the whitewash and get the home side back within touching distance. It was now Austin's turn to suffer indiscipline, with Sebastian de Chavez off for 10 minutes. With momentum behind them, the Free Jacks used them all to make progress, before Wian Conradi powered over for his team's third try. However, the missed conversion left them 1 point adrift. With 13 minutes left of the game, New England were looking to make a final push to gain the lead. Using the scrum, Austin defenders were sucked in as the ball was passed out wide into the hands of Barlow again, who got his second try, the lead of the match and the bonus point for the Free Jacks. Even with 2 men sent to the sin bin for Austin, New England were unable to add to their score in the final minutes. The Gilgronis attempted one final attack, but the turnover returned possession to the Free Jacks as the clock went red. Austin's winning streak comes to an end, while New England's continues on. At the same time as the previous fixture, New Orleans welcomed the other Texan team as Houston returned from their bye week. The Gold in their Mardi Gras kits got the first try of the game when they used the driving maul to get Pat O'Toole over in the try zone and his team in front. Houston were able to use penalties to get back within 1, until New Orleans decided to use their penalty to get another driving maul from the lineout. Success was repeated as O'Toole scored again, and the conversion gave the Gold a bigger points cushion. New Orleans again used the lineout to get them to a score. Further out this time, an overthrow allowed Nola to split the Sabercats' defence as Julian Dominguez aimed for the try line. Nika Castiavilli killed the ball using illegal tactics. For his actions, he was sent to the sin bin and New Orleans had a penalty try. However, minutes later, it was the Gold conceding penalties of their own, allowing Sam Windsor to kick for the posts again. With only minutes left in the half, Houston needed to score more points. From their own scrum, the Sabercats passed out wide to Jodo Tikasuva, who made many metres before offloading to Nick Boyer to score his team's first try of the afternoon. In the second half, it took 20 more minutes for the next score to occur. From the scrum, Houston were able to get within inches of the try line, but Nola held them back. Eventually, the ball was passed out wide to Paula Balacana, and with no direct marker, was able to get Houston's second try of the game. With a conversion, the scores were even. 9 minutes later, and the Sabercats pounced again. Repeating their successful tactics once more, the ball was sent from the scrum out wide to Balacana, who this time chipped it over Nola's defensive line. The ball then bounced into Boyer's hands before passing back to Balacana, who dotted down in the corner again to give Houston the lead in the match. It was not to last. New Orleans approached the try line once more, using a tap penalty to get them within inches. Eventually, the pick and go paid off. Nikola Bursic scored for the Gold, and with it, the try bonus point. Timothy Guillemans' conversion returned the lead to the home side. This was a game that could have gone either way, but it was the Gold that edged out the victory. Down in Atlanta, the Arrows and the Rattlers faced each other for the second time this season, competing for the new Fire and Ice Cup. Although being the away team, Atlanta had full home advantage, and after Andrew Cotran was sin-binned for collapsing the maul, the Rattlers' driving maul allowed Marco Jans van Rensburg to get the first try of the match. The Arrows didn't take their eyes off the bigger prize though, and when Mike Shepard charged down a clearing kick, he was able to pick up the ball and score a try of his own. Taylor Adams' conversion put the home side ahead. 2 minutes later, The Arrows were at it again, with Gaston Mires carving up the field before offloading to Ben Lesage for his team's second try. Not bad for being down to 14 men. At the 30-minute mark, Atlanta had a scrum in front of Toronto's posts. The ball was fed back, and Jason Dahm broke off to power over and get his team's second try of the match. With the conversion, Atlanta trailed by 2 points. With 5 minutes left in the half, Toronto looked to be making ground until Lucas Rumble dropped the ball in the tackle. Mark O'Keefe was the first to capitalise and danced among the tacklers to give his team the lead at the break. In their previous encounter, neither team scored in the second half. History did not repeat itself, as the driving maul powered Atlanta over for Van Rensburg's second of the match and secured the try bonus point. The Arrows needed to get back into the game, and 10 minutes later, superb box kicking and offloading allowed Gaston Mires to dot down in the corner. The missed conversion now put the Arrows 7 points adrift. It took 9 minutes for another score. With Toronto meters from the try zone, Tommy De La Vega took an opportunity and earned the Arrows a try bonus point as well. The conversion was on point and all was even with under 20 minutes to go. Even with an extra penalty for Toronto, it was still too close to call. Atlanta dug deep and used the pick and go method to get closer to the try zone. Wave after wave of attack was held, until Ross Deacon sniped the ball to the line to break Arrows' hearts and raise Rattlers' spirits. Toronto must now wait until next season, as Atlanta becomes the stewards of the Fire and Ice Cup for 2021. In the shadow of the Rockies, the Warriors welcomed Old Glory in the final match on Saturday. Both sides exchanged penalties early in the match before the first try was scored. As DC was making ground, Josh Whippy intercepted a pass, and after sidestepping past DC players, ran unopposed to the try zone, to the delight of the home fans. Old Glory looked to get back into the swing of things. In the Warriors 22, they passed out wide to Robert Tanana before he offloaded to Canadian Doug Fraser for the visitors' opening try. The missed conversion kept them within 2 points. However, Jason Robertson made up for it by scoring a drop goal, the first in DC's short history, to take the lead by 1 point. Not wanting to be behind, Utah used their strong forwards to get ever closer to the try line. Despite DC's best efforts, Aston Fortune was able to muscle over and get his side back in the lead. With 5 minutes left of the half, DC were once again in the Warriors 22. When Old Glory players were taken down short of the line, Jamison Fernandez Schultz took a running line and was unstoppable as he cannoned over the line to have his side lead by 1 point at the break. The second half continued with the first left off with a DC try. Robertson balanced a chip kick over the Utah defence and into the hands of Robert Tanana, who ran it in for a 7-pointer. However, DC became their own worst enemy. First Callum Gibbons was sent to the sin bin, then the team collapsed them all in the try zone, leading to a penalty try for the Warriors and back within 1 point again. With another penalty apiece, DC struck again. From the line-out, Callum Gibbons made amends for his earlier errors and peeled off to earn Old Glory's fourth try of the game. With the conversion wide, the visitors led by 6. Utah refused to throw in the towel. Even with the clock in the red, the Warriors went again for the win, knowing that only a converted try would be enough. With defence stretched thin, a pass to Mika Kuze allowed him to expose a gap and score within meters of the post. Hagen Schulte lined up the easy kick as another game ended with victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. A day of close games ends with another thriller as the Warriors mark another victory at home. The undefeated Giltinis flew east to New Jersey to face Rooney for the inaugural Champagne Cup. The wind channel made control of the ball quite difficult, even for the seasoned pros in both squads. LA got the scoring started with a penalty in front of the sticks, though soon enough Dan Hollinshead kicked New York into the game with a penalty of their own. The Giltinis were finally able to get some of their trademark offloading together in Jersey City. Calculated passes allowed DTH Van der Merwe to dot down and return LA to the lead. Amazingly, this would be the only try scored in the game. Hollinshead would add another penalty to his team's side as it quickly emerged at half-time that this was going to be a battle in defence and a war of attrition for both teams. Shortly into the second half, the Roosters reduced the deficit to 1 with another Hollinshead penalty. New York then scored another to take the lead for the first time, until they conceded another penalty and Luke Burton continued his successful kicking to return the visitors into the lead. Yet the tables turned again, as LA conceded another penalty, which was kicked over by Hollinshead. With 10 minutes to go, New York's Samu Tawaki was shown yellow for an infringement in the maul, and LA returned to the lead. However, the Giltinis may have enjoyed that lead too early. 4 minutes later, Adam Ashe made a high tackle, conceding another penalty, and being sent to the sin bin himself as Holland Head kicked back to return to the lead. New York retained possession in the dying minutes, and when the clock went red, kicked the ball for the last time into touch. LA records their first loss in MLR, and New York claims the Champagne Cup for 2021. The final fixture of the weekend was a replay of the teams of the 2019 final, as the Seawolves welcomed the Legion to Seattle. 5 minutes in and the home supporters were on their feet, as Ross Neal found space on the wing to get the Seawolves on the board. Although San Diego intended to get further down the pitch and score some points of their own, the famous Seawall held them back. Seattle extended their lead when San Diego were caught offside, and AJ Alatimu kicked at the post to have his team lead 10-0. The score remained the same for most of the half, until the Legion, with seconds left in the half, were able to suck in defenders before passing out wide to Cole Zarconi to get his team their first score, as Seattle's lead was cut in half before the break. In the second half, San Diego were able to muster a penalty before they were able to break the Seawall, as Bjorn Basson sprinted to the line to give the visitors the lead by 5 points. The lead wasn't held for long, as the Seawolves wanted to return to their lead. The driving maul proved effective in forcing the Legion into errors, before the ball was passed out to Sitiveni Tamaivena to even out the score with just over 20 minutes to go. It would be the Seawolves' day, as they forced San Diego to commit more errors, allowing AJ Alatimu to continue kicking penalties. The Legion tried to get back into the game, but couldn't string their plays together. Seattle win their first game at home this season, but San Diego, like every losing team this round, leaves with a bonus point.
Great quick work to the breakdown opportunity for the Arrows. They've got support out wide, and this is elementary. The Arrows now unanswered back-to-back tries, this time the captain Ben Lasange. 25% percentage, you see it right here. Can I interest you in 3-on-1? Oh, fantastic stuff. Gaston Mires, the Uruguayan.
These are my predictions for round 9. What are your predictions for round 9? And what was your favourite match of round 8? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date on all the videos for Hard Line Rugby. As always, my name is Stuart, and thanks for watching.